Because we got to stop police crimes, not just here in Chicago, but around this country. Yes. We see every day, black, brown, working class people are under attack every day. And there's no accountability whatsoever for police crimes in this nation, in this world.
We gotta stop mass incarceration, not to save the nation.
Part of the reason that I'm in this fight is because in 1999, my uncle, Quincy Burts, was killed by police. He didn't do anything wrong. He didn't commit a crime. He was in his home. Actually, he was being robbed, right? And the police, they were there to protect him. They were there to come to the rescue, and they ended up killing him. That happened here in Chicago. And so that's why I'm in this fight, because it's personally affected me. And I'm also in this fight because I don't want it to happen to anyone else. So I'm going to allow these other family members, people who have lost people because of the actions of police. This is why we're out here right now. I'm going to let them speak.
My name is Dorothy Holmes, the mother of Ronald Johnson, gunned down by CPD on October the 12th, 2014. And the reason why I'm out here today is to let them know they can't keep killing our kids, and everyone that they have killed, first thing they said, they had a gun. That's a lie. The video shows that my son was unarmed. My son had 5 kids. Who gonna take care of these kids? He gone now. That's the job on me. So it's a lot of us out here that's supporting each other because we have lost kids and loved ones due to the police violence. But they look at us as crooks, but they the ones, the biggest crooks in the city of Chicago. Only thing we can do is fight back against this corrupt system. And if we don't fight back, we're going to keep turning on the TV and we're going to look at another young man, another young woman that has been gunned down by CPD. It's not just going on here, it's nationwide. We all hurting from this. My son got killed October the 12th, 2014. I haven't had a decent night of sleep since then. That was the worst phone call in my life. And then for them to say it's a homicide, it wasn't justified, it was a homicide. How you gonna gun him down with his back turned and say a homicide? He had a gun, but still yet y'all don't want to release the video? I ain't going nowhere. I don't care what's coming up. If I can get out there and show my son his life matters, I'll be at everything they have. Y'all have a nice day.
The reason why we're out here is to pass the Civilian Police Accountability Council. This would give communities in Chicago the opportunity to directly hold the Chicago Police Department accountable. What happens now is every time a cop viciously kills one of us, the death is ruled justifiable cause. The cops, there's no, right now in the city of Chicago, the police are policing the police. And what's going to happen every time the police police the police? Nothing. So that's why we're out here. We want direct community control over the police department here in the city of Chicago.
My name is Emmett Farmer. My son's name is Flint Farmer. He was killed by the police on June 7th, 2011. And they talk about all these police cams and body cams and things. That don't work. The police got caught on the dash cam of their own police car shooting my son in the back 3 times while he laid on the ground. What's the police's name? Tell it! The police name is Goddardo Sierra. What's the police name? Goddardo Sierra. And I want him to know, and I hope he's listening, that he's going to go to jail and he's going to rot in jail. Yeah.
Tell it! The police name is Goddardo Sierra.
And I want him to know, and I hope he's listening, that he's going to go to jail and he's going to rot in jail. And I want him to know, and I hope he's listening, that he's going to go to jail and he's going to rot in jail. because we're not going to stop. Anita Alvarez refused to indict him, refused to arrest him. But guess what? Homicide, murder, has no statutory limitations. So when we get CPAC in place, when we get another state's attorney in place, they're going to be able to come back and review this case. So Gadara Sierra, don't think you done got away. You was caught on camera shooting my son in the back while he laid on the ground 3 times, and you didn't get arrested and didn't get indicted, but it's coming.
My son was Prince Akbar. My name is Lawana Lampkins. I'm a Muslim. My son, Prince Akbar, he was a Muslim. I served 30 years in prison for a crime I didn't commit. They're not talking about the women that went through torture and what happened to the women. But we're going to get to it because I'm not going to be quiet as long as I got breath. They took 30 years of my life for something I did not do. Before I was released, 2 years before I came home, they gave me a call and they told me that my son was murdered. So I didn't get to reunite with him. But he was a great man, he was a great Muslim. And I was just so blessed to have him. And I'm just so blessed to have everybody here. I'm just so grateful that people care. We're all caring about what all of us are going through. This is getting big. This is just a small little step. We're going to take some more steps. We're not playing with this country no more or all over the United States. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you.
My name is Daneline, and I'm the mother of Stephon Edward Watts that was shot in my house February 1st, 2012 by Officer Hynek in his chest, and while he was on all four, this killer shot my son in his back, killing him instantly, piercing his lungs. And this justice system that we have in this country, this justice system that I work for at Dalton Police Station, and my relatives who are in the force work for, some of them condone what is going on today with our youth. And we have to put a stop and get justice, not for those that are gone because they're dead. It's justice for us, for those that are surviving, so this never happen again. Yeah. We have to put a stop. We need our politicians to understand that this must stop. And my son was brutally murdered in my house while these 2 officers that I trust stand up at my back door and my stairs, shooting down, killing my 15-year-old autistic son that they know. And they are dealing with him knowing that he have a medical condition.
I'm Bonnie Johnson from Local 2858. I'm an activist. I'm an e-board member, and I'm a union steward. But first of all, I'm a human being in society, and we like to think that we're more than just a people out here asking for fairness and a good contract. We're part of the greater community, and when there's an attack on one of us, it's an attack on all of us. So we got to stop this police brutality. You know, like Martin Luther King said, to fight it anywhere is to fight it everywhere. All I know is this is the same place that had slavery and tried to justify it. You know, people get power and they don't want to let it go.
Power to the people, that's what we come here for. We are sick and tired of this racist police department taking unarmed people and killing them. We're tired of that. So when you get tired of something, what do you do? When our community comes under attack, what do? Stand up, fight back. When our community comes under attack, what do? When our community comes under attack, what do? We have to organize a rebellion in this city. because the people will not spontaneously rise up. So we got to make them rise up. We got to wake them up. We knocking on the door. This is a wake-up call. These killer cops need to be jailed. I ain't talking about reprimanded, I'm talking about jail. They need to be indicted and sent to the penitentiary where they send people all the time and they railroad them there. They torture confessions out of people. They racially profile people. The jails are full of us. They're full of us because the cops are the cutting edge of mass incarceration. Yet they're getting away with murder. Join us in this struggle. It starts today. This stops today. Their bullshit stops today. Our struggle starts today in earnest. Are you with me? Are you with me? Are you with me?
And think about these people whose names we're going to be reading. We're remembering all the people that we've lost. Alfredo Carranza, Angelique Stiles, Antoine Johnson,
Calvin Cross, Cedric Chapman, Charles Brown,
Christian Green, Christopher Anderson, Christopher McGowan,
Claude Ellis, Corey Harris, Dakota Bright,
Darius Cole Garrett, Darius Pinette, David Strong,
Denzel Ford, Deonta Mackey, Derek Suttle, Deshaun Pittman,
Devon Ross, Devontae Young, Dominique Franklin,
Emmanuel Lopez, Eric Bradley, Felix Valdez,
Flint Farmer, Francisco Rocha, Garfield King,
Gary Smith, Hector Hernandez, Herberto Ganinas,
Azelle Jackson, Jamal Moore, Jeff Wilson,
Jeffrey Kemp, Jerome Williams, Jerry Moore,
Joe Huff, John Harris, John Hubbard, John Nightingale,
John Rayner, Joshua Madison, Joshua Paul,
Kevin Demetrius, Laquan McDonald, Linnell Hawkins, Malcolm Franklin,
Marion Horton, Mark Garcia, Marquise Sampson, Martrez Milliner,
Mae Ortiz, Michael Myers, Michael Smith, Michael Wesley, Michael Wilson,
Nico Husband, Ontario Billups, Paris Mercer Jr., Pedro Gonzalez III, Pedro Rios Jr., Philip O. Coleman,
Quincy Burt, Rashawn Shaw, Reginald Cole, Reginald Hardman, Rekia Boyd,
Ricky Roselle, Ronald Johnson, Rashad McIntosh, Ryan Rogers, Stephen Watts,
Stephen Isby, Tatiana Williams, Terrence Gilbert, Tori Davis, Taiwan Jones,
Veronica Rizzo Aceto, Warren Robinson, William Hope Jr., Willie Miller, Xavier Ferguson, Prince Akbar. It makes no damn sense that our arms are tired as we read the names of all the people that have been murdered by our Chicago Police Department. Arrest, convict, send them killer cops to jail. The whole damn system is guilty as hell.
I'm one of the officers of Chicago Teachers Union, but I live in Auburn Gresham neighborhood. That's my community. So just the other day, I'm going down the street and I see flashing lights, like I see a lot of. I go by, I see the car pull over, the young man, he pulls over, the police walk up to the car and the young man does this. I see him doing this. Hands up, don't shoot. What is that? Hands up, don't shoot. That's not just about Michael Brown in Ferguson. It's also about Rashad McIntosh. Last year, he got shot down in Chicago. The witnesses say he had his hands up. It's also about Flint Farmer, who got shot 7 times right here in Chicago, laying flat down on the ground 7 times. He got shot to death. It's also about Rekia Boyd right here in Chicago that got shot when the police decides he gonna shoot into a crowd. We need police accountability here. When the police police the police, that is a police state. When the community polices the police, that is called democracy. We need Civilian Police Accountability Council. Thank you.
We came down for this march because the theme of the march really spoke to our group. Our group is an organization that fights for the rights and full equality for immigrants, regardless of immigration status. We fight against the racist police actions in Minnesota, and we agree with what this march is about, fighting against police brutality, police crimes, and fighting for community control over the police. That's what we'd like to see in the whole country, not just here in Chicago. So we were excited to come here to Chicago to support that effort here and bring that idea back to Minnesota. Like everywhere else in the country, there are countless African American youth who have been brutalized by the police. There are also, like around the country as well, thousands of Latino, particularly immigrant youth, who are harassed and arrested and brutalized by the police, and then in a lot of cases end up, once they're in the jail or in the criminal justice system, ended up having to deal with deportation as well. So that's something that it's hard to come up with one example because it's just a systemic issue. It happens all the time.
This is why the 515 is supporting CPAC. It's not right for us to have to live in fear. It's not right for them to do unjust things to us, our families, and communities, and for no one to be held responsible. We need to be able to live and work safely in the city without being scared and harassed. Also, because I'm an immigrant worker working for low wages, I didn't have any protection. A person with power or working in a place where they actually care about their employees, I wouldn't have gone through this. Low wages, corporations, and abusive systems, all of these are connected. Jails are filled with people like me, like all of us, so many innocent people. As workers, this system wants to destroy us. This is why we need our communities to have control of the justice system. Thank you. Sí se puede. Yes, we can.
I don't know about all of you, but with the recent conditions of suspicion and police disposition, it seems as though phrases like liberty and justice for all require periodic redefinition. So, with your permission, allow me to present this pledge's rendition. I refuse to pledge allegiance to the blood-stained flag of the segregated states of America, and to the stratocracy for which it stands, one nation, under policies God forbids, already divided, with liberty and justice for all, as long as you are not a black man who wears sagging pants and hoodies, as long as you don't appear to be a threat and seem suspicious, liberty and justice for all, as long as you don't question authority, know your rights, so long as your opinions are shaped exactly to our views, and you are above the poverty line, liberty and justice for all, as long as your name sounds something like Osama, Muhammad, or Abdullah, and as long as your activism doesn't contradict our politics. Welcome to America, where every minority is treated like a problem long before they are treated like a person. The proud land that took the troops out of Afghanistan and redeployed them to the streets of Ferguson, where our overwhelmingly large CO2 emissions are not the only reason people can't breathe. The civilized nation in which you no longer need white hoods to target black people. Be mindful of how quickly your hands move to your pocket, especially when you're carrying things as misleading as Skittles and Arizona iced tea. We needed to learn that the hard way from Trayvon Martin. Make sure you don't appear to be reckless in a group of more than 3 people if there's a predominantly white area ahead, or you could end up with a bullet to the back of your head. If only Rekia Boyd knew that before she was dead. And since my existence is disturbing to the peace, here's a rendition of our rights for our heroic police. Congress shall make no law prohibiting the free exercise of religion as long as law enforcement has their right of religious assumptions, Muslim, terrorist. Being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the police and only the police to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed,
no matter how many times they mistakenly pull the trigger. In all criminal prosecutions, the victim shall enjoy the right to a trial that lasts longer than they do. And just to clarify, shooting a black boy and leaving him dead on the pavement for 4 hours does not qualify as cruel and unusual punishment. America, the land of the free, the home of the brave, brave men that shoot those unarmed who had their hands up. Thank you.
We Palestinians have been struggling for close to 70 years under Israel's illegal colonial military occupation. The police crimes against black people in the U.S. are almost identical to what we experience in Palestine from the Israelis. This is why we talk about joint struggle, why our responsibility is to support the struggle of those oppressed in this country, in Palestine and all over the world. We Palestinians and Arab stand in unqualified solidarity with brave black community members like all of you. We demand police accountability and an end to racial profiling. That is why we are here as endorsers of the campaign to establish a civilian police accountability council. The struggle of the Black liberation movement in this country and anti-colonial struggle in Africa, Latin America, and Asia have always been an inspiration to us. We continue to find inspiration and strength from those struggles and today's. And we recognize that black liberation in this country will lead to liberation for all.
My name is Charlene Carruthers, and I serve as the National Director of the Black Youth Project 100. BYP 100 is a national organization of some of the most badass young black activists you have ever seen in the world. We hail from Oakland to New York, New Orleans, Washington, D.C., and all over the world. And for us, this fight is about our lives. And not just about the fact that the police take our lives, but the fact that police sexually assault us, they hyper-surveil us, they steal from us, they harass us, they occupy our neighborhoods. That's why we're here. That's why we're here. We're here because we have a broad vision for what we believe the world should look like. We should be able to live in a world without prisons. I know for some of y'all that might sound radical or wild, but if you are here today, I implore you to be radical, and I implore you to be wild. My shirt says, Fire Police Officer Dante Servant. Raise your hand if you know who Dante Servant is. Too many of us know his name. Entirely too many of us know his name, and we don't know Maya Hall's name. Or we don't know Isma Nettle's name. Or we don't know Ayanna Stanley Jones's name. Those are the names of black women and girls, and by black women, I mean all black women. Those are black trans women, right? Black girls, all kinds of black women. We should know their names more than we know Dante's servant. And the only reason we know his name is because he killed Rekia Boyd. And he is now slated to be back on the force. He has not lost his job. And that's not right. Right now, the Chicago Review Board is basically a sham. What we have in place is full of former police officers and other people who are connected to the state. That has to end. It has to end. And what we're calling here today, for CPAC, what are we calling for? Community control of the police. And what that doesn't mean is that we police each other more. That's actually not what that means. That doesn't mean that we start dictating who is good and who is bad, who should be able to walk in our neighborhoods and live and who shouldn't. What it means is that we need to have public practices of restorative justice. It means that punitive justice does not serve our people. It means that locking people up actually doesn't fix anything. I am a revolutionary. The pigs, the police, the po-pos, 12, they took Fred's life. They took Rekia's life. They took Ayana's life. They took Maya's life. They took Rashad's life. They took Ronnie's life. They took Damo's life. But they did not take the revolution. They didn't take it, and they did not take, and they do not own our sense of what justice is.
No justice, no peace. No racist, police. No justice, no peace. No racist.
We gotta stop mass incarceration. That's to save the nation. Gotta find a way to bring this system down. The lies that we are taking, the lies that they are taking. We gotta find a way to bring this system down. To bring this system down. To bring this system down. When a revolution comes, no more police brutality. When a revolution comes, no more dissing the sisters. When a revolution comes, no more wars for empire. When a revolution comes, no more wars